What's good? It's your boy Matt, and I'm back with another topic today. The topic is, why doesn't high school prepare you for real life? Let me repeat that one more time. Why doesn't high school prepare you for real life? Let's get straight into it. Let's think about high school. We already know high school has electives and they have core classes. Electives are classes that you can take if you feel like you might pursue that in the future, right? So that might be dollars and cents, art class, those type things. Core classes is classes that you have to take: math, algebra, U.S. history, pre-cal, calculus, science classes, biology. All those type classes. My opinion in general is, in high school you do not learn anything other than the fundamentals that get you prepared for real life. You learn a lot of extra stuff that you don't need to know at all and you don't use in real life, and it's just useless information that goes in one ear, out the other ear, and never ever gets used unless you specialize in that actual career. And in that aspect, that's when it should just be an elective that if you felt like you were going to be a scientist in real life, then that's when you actually pursue a science elective, not as a core class where you have to learn actual science stuff. So let's break it down a little bit more. You got U.S. history and you got science classes, right? And you got pre-calculus classes and calculus classes and algebra 2 classes, geometry classes, stuff like that. All that is unnecessary at all. We shouldn't learn none of that. All we should learn is 1 + 1 is 2, 3 + 3 is 6, the moon, all the planets, the basic necessities. Now, let's just be real. From pre-K all the way to first grade, second grade, all the way up to approaching your actual freshman year of high school is enough time to learn all that. To learn every science you need to know, to learn about the presidents, the U.S. history, the whole history, the whole 4 or 5 different countries, the states, learn all that. You got 9 years to learn all that. When freshman year starts of high school, that should just get exited out. If you feel like you should pursue more about history and about our actual past, that should just be an elective class that you can take if you feel like you're going to be in that field or that career. That's when you get to choose, not you have to take this class. Because now you're just putting extra information that we don't even use in real life. 90% of the information that we have in high school or learn from high school, you don't even use. Let's get to the realness. Nobody is using f of x equals mx plus b or y equals mx plus b or all these formulas that you use, or pi is 3.14. We're not using any of that. The only thing you're using is addition, multiplication, and division, and that's it. It don't get no more complex. And if it does, it's because you specialize in that specific career. And at that moment in high school, you should not have to take algebra 2 or have to take pre-cal. That should be I'm going to be a mathematician when I grow up. So I'm going to take an elective like a math class because I get to pick. I don't have to take this in high school. I get to pick. Classes that we need to take are real life situations in real life, which I kind of wrote in my notes, and I'm going to get to each one. I'm going to try to get on them quick and speak on the truth and the facts of it. And it's just real life. Everybody knows after you get out of high school, you're either going to stay with your parents or you're going to leave. It's one or the other. There's no other choice unless you're a foster care and you're going to foster care. But at the end of the day, the world makes it where you got to get out the house. You got to figure out what you're going to do. So why not prepare us in high school, since this is high school and they want to prepare us for the new life? Prepare us and teach us the information so we already know. Don't make us go find out and go do our own research when you want us to be this big, great, inspiring person. Y'all already can just prep it. You can just make it happen. That's how you know already there's too much control and they want control over you. Because this is the stuff I'm finna state right now is necessities they should have to teach you. This should be core classes. This should not be an elective where you get to choose, because this is stuff that you're gonna have to do in actual real life. And to be honest with you, in high school, before I let a student or anybody in there learn pre-cal, learn calculus, learn all these numbers that are useless in the real life, why not teach these people stocks that's going to actually accumulate to money and actually live it? Why not teach them about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency and all these extra stock market systems and numbers that it equate, well, if we do know these numbers, then it'll equate to making actual money, actually living purposes. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the first thing. Stocks class should be literally the number one thing that we should learn in general in the actual school. That should be mandatory. It ain't no elective where you get to pick. You have to learn about your stocks, because stocks can equate to so much money, and we just need to know the background. Not to say we have to do stocks, but it's just something to know. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, it's just another way of life that can make everything way more stress-free. Okay, I'd rather relearn about stocks than about some numbers that mean nothing. 3 plus 3, that's physics. That's if somebody that wants to be physics. If that's their case, then they need to take that elective, not an actual core class that we have to take and wasting our time. There's no point. 80% of the people are not going to be physics or physicians or whatever, some crazy mathematician job. It's just the facts. Let's get back into it since we're talking about stocks. These are classes. Now I'm speaking on classes that should be talked about in high school, that should be core classes. We need to speak on credit. It's like they don't even want to touch on credit. They don't even want you to know about credit. Credit is the best thing you could ever have in your life. It could save you from so many problems and complications. It could destroy you too if you don't know about it. And that's the problem. We don't even know about it. So when we use it, all you know is a bad thing, when really it's an actual good thing to have. They don't teach you how to have a good score. Most people don't even know the 3 main credit scores, or your FICO score. They don't even know the 3 credit bureaus. They don't know that it's Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. People don't even know that. People use Credit Karma. I found out late. I'm finding out 2 months ago. I've been using Credit Karma for the last, who knows? People don't even know the actual main credit bureaus because it doesn't get spoken on. How does high school not speak on something that has to get looked at? Like, everybody's gonna have a credit score. Even if you don't have a credit score, you still have a credit score of not having a credit score. Why is that not spoken on? Like, make it make sense. That should be mandatory. When you get a bank account, when you get a job, even if you blow up, if you get rich, you're going to have a bank. And 10 times out of 10, you're going to start building credit. You're going to buy stuff. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. You're going to be paying off stuff. You're going to build credit. You don't even know about it. So even if you don't use credit, you still have credit on your name, on your background as a number on your actual profile. So at that moment, it's something that should be talked about. How are we not talking about credit? It just does not make sense. It can help so many people out if they just knew how to use it. Let's talk about real classes that should be put into the system as core classes, as you should take in high school, so that you are actually prepared for real life. Insurances. Why in high school I never learned about health insurance, dentist insurance. Let's keep going. Renter's insurance. I'm talking about any insurance there is. Car insurance. They need to prep us on every single insurance there is. They should say, hey, you should have this. Now I'm talking about this class, literally from 9th to 12th grade, prepping us from different insurances. Make sure we're not getting no fraud insurances. We getting the right insurance that fits you and your description and your payments. And it's looked upon like on your situation only. So everybody has a different situation, so your insurance is going to be different, just like everybody's insurance is different in general. Why are we not looking at that? Healthcare, all this. They just expect your parents to have the insurance for you. Like you're still not going to grow up, have to get it, and then you're not going to know what happens if something happens to them. You still don't know this. This is their answer. Oh, you go find out yourself. Why not prepare? That's what the high school definition is. Preparing you for the real world. Already prepares for it. Why not? So in that case, tell us all the insurance there is. Tell us the main companies that we should be at. That way we ain't going to no fraud insurances or to no janky insurances, and we getting the right price for us in our lifestyle, because we're speaking to teachers who teach. That's the only thing you're supposed to do. Let's even speak on the teachers real quick. Well, high school, we're going to pause the insurance real quick. Teachers are more about trying to teach you disciplinary than just literally trying to teach you. Like, teachers are supposed to teach. They're not even teaching anymore. They're trying to teach you lessons about how to act. Like, are we going to school to how to act, or are we going to school to learn? Like, which one? Like, most of the teachers in my high school was trying to make you feel some type of way, being mean for no reason, trying to teach you lessons about just teach you a lesson because what they went through in their past and how people used to treat them, so they want to treat people the same way. So they just being mean and being hypocritical and just labeling you before even teaching you. Like, you just here to teach. There ain't no reason why you should be worried about how somebody act or what they doing. Bro, you worried about the wrong thing. Teach these dudes the knowledge. That's already it's already messed up. They're teaching us about Abraham Lincoln and JFK and Martin Luther King and all of these presidents and all this stuff that pertains nothing to the law at all. But let's get back on the topic of insurance. There needs to be a class for just insurances, where you literally learn what insurances you're going to need in real life. Because most of the people, you learn as you go, and that's not good. If you learn it as you go, that means you will never be the top man. You will always be an average Joe in the game if you're learning as you go. Because there's somebody right now that their parents is teaching them every single thing that they need to know. So they're going to be a top, and they're going to prosper and get everything they want. So if you're learning as you go, you will never be the top prospect. You won't. You will always be behind. People always say, well, this type of stuff that I'm speaking on that should be core classes, your parents are supposed to teach you. Most people ain't even got parents. And even with the parents are so old school, they don't even know new school stuff. So even trying to learn from parents, it's just, come on, bro. Most kids ain't even got relationships with their parents or don't even speak to their parents. So expecting your parent to teach them, but then making them require them to go to high school, just stop. Cancel it out. If you're going to make it mandatory to go to high school, literally, teach them. It's that simple. Let's carry on to the next subject of another core class high school needs to teach. But they're not. Where right now they're teaching U.S. history and history class and United States history and about the Cherokees and stuff that I don't even speak on. The half of the people don't speak on. Now, if you're a historian or a person of that nature and that career, and you're talking about the past, then okay, that's different. If you're on Animal Planet about stuff that happens in the past about animals and fossil fuels, okay, cool. That should be an elective. U.S. history should be an elective that you can take because you feel like you're going to be a historian, not something we have to take. There's so much real life stuff we need to actually learn about to where those classes need to be actual core classes and classes we actually need to take. So another one is taxes. How in the world, and I'm just like, please somebody make this sense to me, and I hope y'all comment and speak on this. How in high school you never learned about taxes? That is the one thing every person in this world is going to have to pay. You are not, unless you are the president of the United States, and still the president has a percentage he has to pay. It's just a little bit lower probably. There is no single way that y'all do not speak on taxes. You don't learn taxes until you start making money and you start getting into the world of getting your job. That should be a no-no. We should already know about taxes. Matter of fact, speaking on my own situation, the first time I did taxes, I got played, and I was what? I got $1,000 right back from IRS saying that I owed them $1,000 because I got played from what I went to. As y'all know, I was getting paid through YouTube and my content, as y'all already know this. And so instead of me getting a tax return back, I had to pay money back, which is I'm cool with. So when I actually just got in the game, I never learned anything about taxes. I didn't even know you had to pay taxes every year. I literally went to some place called Tax Genius just across the street and got played because I know nothing about tax. When everybody has to pay tax. In that case, I feel like every high school in this world should have to teach taxes. It should be mandatory. Even if you at a store and you get money back. So when you pay your taxes through the job, and the job just gives you not your full check, and then you get a tax return, they still need to teach you about that. And that already tells you right there that they already not trying to make you a boss. They already trying to control you and make you have a 9-to-5 and prepare you to be under someone else already. That means they're not going to tell you about taxes. They already just putting you to the side and saying, oh, he's not going to create his own business. He's never going to be a boss. He's never going to be a CEO. He doesn't have to worry about knowing about taxes because 10 times out of 10, he's an average Joe. They're already putting you in that category already in high school. They should already put you in the category of being a boss, building your own company, building your own situation, building your own type of business, building all that type of stuff, and knowing that you got to pay tax. They already put you in the circumstance of you're going to be under somebody and you're going to get money back. They're going to take tax from you and get money back. When really they should just explain to you, hey, you're gonna have to take this amount. If you make this amount of income, you're gonna have to make this amount. You're gonna have to pay this amount back. If you make this amount, you're gonna have to pay this amount of percentage back. Tells the ins and out, ways that you can make it expenses, ways that you can pay it off, ways that tricks and schemes, the right tax actual companies like H&R and Block that you can go to and get it actually done. And there's plenty of good actual credible tax companies, but they refuse to tell you. They want your parents to tell you. Like half the people in the world, or half my friends don't even have parents. And if they did, they crackheads, drug addicts, whatever it may be, don't know anything about credit because they credit screwed. They ain't even got it. Didn't learn it either. So it's useless. Even with taxes, which we'll go to my next core class that needs to be put in, is literally when you get out of high school, 10 times out of 10, your parents are going to want you to get your own job, get your own house, right? Correct? So why are they not teaching us what consists of buying a house? What consists of buying an apartment? What consists of the bills that come with that apartment? How are we not taught this? Every single person, literally, every single person in high school, after they get done with high school and they graduate, have to literally buy a house, get an apartment. If you don't, you're just going to live with your parents for the rest of your life. So if you're gonna prepare us to leave your parents' house, why not teach us what it consists of? When I said to just give details of what you're gonna be paying, how much, about settling, type of environments with apartments, just the bills, from the electric bill to the water bill to the renter's insurance you got to get, like stuff that you don't even know you got to get with stuff. Like, let me give you an example. I just learned last year literally that if you buy a house, you got to pay property tax. I know when you buy houses, you buying a house, you got to pay every month. I'm just not finding you got to pay property tax, and depending on your area, that's $3,000, $5,000. That wasn't even in my budget when I'm thinking about even buying a house. I would have found that out when I literally decided to buy a house, and then found out, oh, you got to pay property tax. School ain't never taught me about property tax. What the heck? Why am I just now learning that? What the freak? I'm 20 plus years old and literally just finding out about property tax. How is that a thing? Now I know apartments you pay by rent, so buying a house never in my mind would have related to literally property tax, because I'm thinking, oh, you just pay your monthly rent. That's it. Not knowing that property tax is involved into the situation, I'm like, how is this not taught? Like, this should be stuff that's just so logical to the government. They should be like, yeah, when people when they graduate from high school, they're gonna have to figure out their own life. Let's teach them, let's teach them that rent's gonna be about $800. The water bill is gonna be $100. Your Sprint phone's gonna be about another $60. Your electric bill is gonna be another $100. Your cable bill is gonna be another $100. So that you already got in your head about how much money you want to make. Not, I get out of high school and time to find a house, time to find an apartment. Like, come on, bro. Even it still relates. Even if you're going to college, you still need to know the cost of dorms, the cost of the cost of what life's gonna be like being there, the food, how much you're gonna spend. It should all be already considered and estimated, so you already have an accurate, in your mind. You're already prepared. You're not learning late, and you're literally struggling in college, struggling at your house because you didn't know the information. You're literally struggling at that moment because you don't know the information. It should never be like that. Another thing, which even has to do with colleges, because the government wants you to go to college so bad. They want you to get the 9-to-5 college life, right? They want you to spend all this money. Well, how about this? We make it an actual necessity. At least, man, I won't even say sophomore year, but junior year, it should be a core class, not you go to the counselor's office and you can pick up a packet. Not it's an elective class and you can decide to start doing these type of classes. They need a class for you just to apply to colleges. It should be a core class that you have to take from your sophomore to your senior, where all you do is apply to colleges. All they do is make sure that it is submitted and the colleges get it, and you're accepted to all these colleges so that you can even get in them. People wait to the last minute. Oh, I'm a perfect example of a person who waited to the last minute and was a straight honor student, and had waited to the last minute to apply to all these schools. Didn't know stuff I need to do. Had to fill the IRS financial aid stuff out. Just didn't know none of it at all, because I had to physically go to the counselor office and ask. Why am I asking? You're supposed to be teaching. This should be a core class. You want me to learn about Abraham Lincoln or pre-cal about these numbers and formulas and fractions and all these weird numbers we're not using, but you can't tell me how to apply to colleges. Most parents don't even know how to apply to a college. They can tell you where to start. They're going to tell you just to call to college. And you don't want to be in that situation where you got to figure that out. It should literally be a class where they just teach you where to go, how to go to the college, how to apply, how to do your visits, how to get accepted to it. So guess what? When you're senior year, you're already ready to go. You're chilling. You're ready to go. Sophomore year, even freshman, you can start the process. It should be a class every year that you're in the whole time, where all you're doing is applying to classes, to colleges, and you're figuring out visits you can do to colleges. Because high school is nothing. That's just a pedestal to get to the point where y'all want us to go to college anyways. Speaking on that, even with loans, they could teach us more about loans. They trying to give us money before we even know what money is. How you give somebody money and you don't even know it? I can't, without credit, I can't even just go get money from somebody. You telling me I ain't gotta have money in high school where I'm actually still a kid, particularly if I'm 17, just turning 18, and you're telling me you could give me $30,000 a year and I ain't never touched $30,000 in my whole life? You'll give me that and you trust that, but you don't trust when I actually have money but I don't have credit, and then I'm older and I don't have any credit but I have a bunch of money. You don't want to invest in me then, but you'll invest into a kid literally and give him $30,000 for a loan and not tell him the backstory that he's gonna have to pay that back. You're saying, oh, it's good when you get your job, you'll be able to pay it back. They need to start telling these people, yes, you're going to be able to pay it back, but I'm telling you right now, it's going to be $80,000, $70,000, $50,000. whatever your job is, they're telling you, this is in high school I'm talking about right now, but they have a class where they tell you, well, okay, when you get your job, you need to be making about this much. If you're a doctor, doctors make about this much. You need to be setting aside this amount of money for your loans. You need to be setting this amount of money for your loans. Not let me just make a $60, $80 payment, $100 payment on my loan for the rest of my life. So I got literally, so when I die, I'm still $80,000 in debt of loans. You don't even want debt in your name. Like if you accept debt in your name, you just already just accepting like I'm just an average Joe in the game. If you are a positive pro cons and you get on your stuff, there's no way you want debt on your name. Ain't no way you want $80,000 of loan money on your name and you only gonna pay $100 a month and you ain't gonna never get to pay that off in your whole life. You just gonna keep paying $100. That's $100 extra you gotta pay now that you never gonna pay off. They need to have a set amount of money that you know, not you finding out that moment, that you can pay in high school, that they're gonna let you know like, okay, well, if you go this route, you go to college for this. This how much money you're gonna end up having to pay. Let's set aside that your loan amount gonna be this and this. Be very detailed. Because some people know or even have experience and know their actual self and know that, dang, maybe this career is not for me. I'm not able to, finance this type of money and be able to pay this back. I'm not even sure if college is my thing. My parents really making me go. I might drop out. Like, they might not even want to go to college and you just making them take a loan out and go. Like, it shouldn't even be that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should know the ins and outs and know how much money they really coming out of so that when they have to actually come out that money, it's like, no, I'm not going to take that route. I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to wait till I make that amount of money and then I'm going to take out that loan because then I know how to manage that type of money. They're not even telling you the ins and outs of loans. They're just saying, oh, you're good. The loans are going to pay for it. And then when you drop out your sophomore year, you don't get the job. Now you paying off $10,000 plus in loans. And everybody telling you, oh, well, you still can go back to college. I ain't going back if it comes with loans unless it's free. That's another different story. Let me see. There's a lot of core classes that I pretty much spoke on every single topic. There's so many more stuff that should be core classes that are actually real life situations. Like, I know a core class that, it's not really a core, it's more of an elective, but it's something that they kind of make you get, is your driver license. They make you get that in school where you drive, you get your permit. Like, classes like that, I accept for high school. Like, when y'all, they implement that. They try to make sure you get your driver's license. They try to make sure you get your permit. It's not a core class. It should be. It should be part of the actual school where every single person learns to literally drive. Because if you got a job, you got to have a car in general. So you got to learn. So you might as well already have the person already get his driver's license. Even if he drops out, he still got to get a job. Unless you want him robbing, stealing, doing something, he got to have transportation. So at that moment, literally just let him, at least if he ain't gonna get a degree, he ain't gonna get his high school diploma, let him get his license so he can drive. Let him already know how to at least drive so that he can still make something of himself. He could go get his GED and drive to it and go get a GED. Cool. They put that into the system. Cool. It's not a core class. It should. Taxes should be a core class. Credit should be a core class. Insurances that you need, like healthcare and car insurance and all the insurances that you could think of, man. Dental insurance, all that should be core class. There's more. What was the other ones I was stating? The list goes on. Stocks, learning about numbers. If we gonna learn about pre-cal, let's learn about stocks. Why not make money out of this? Why are we learning numbers but we're not making money out of it? Let's learn stocks then. Let's learn about cryptocurrency. Let's learn how to invest in money. Let's learn Bitcoin. Let's learn how to put some money into a company and make some money out. Why am I learning 3 plus 3x is XYB and YB divided by 3 and all these numbers that I'm not using? It's useless. You would never get anywhere with it. And all it is just information that's going out of one ear and going out the other. We're learning about all the stuff in the past. All this history. 19. Matter of fact, when you go to college, they make you take the classes again. They're literally telling you about more history. Man, after 9th grade, you don't need to know anything more about history or the past. Anything else is about the future, what president we having. That's the only thing we need to be knowing. We shouldn't even be talking about the past. You had 9 years to learn about the past and about science classes and about what the moon is and what the planet is and what the stars is and what Jupiter is and physics and how stuff works and kinetic energy and potential energy. All that is from 1st grade all the way to 8th grade. There's plenty of time to learn all that. When 9th grade hit is when your real life is finna get started. It's a pedestal. High school is a pedestal to getting your real life started. You start at 9th. From 9th to 12, you should be learning all those real life classes that I'm telling you that I just spoke on and even more that are actually real life situations that you're going to actually go through in life, like buying a house and buying an apartment. That needs to be getting spoken on as you're literally as on a pedestal, as you're finna reach that real life situation. So when you are 18, you already know all this single stuff. And you can never forget long as you're in high school, because you're learning in 9th grade year, you're learning in 10th grade year, you're learning in 11th grade year, 12th grade year. Not only do you already know all this information, they already prepared you, because guess what? A core class is literally applying to schools. You going to college no matter what. Even if you didn't want to go to college, you applied. They made you literally apply. Sophomore year to your junior, senior year, you got 30 different colleges that you applied and got accepted to, and you can pick, and you didn't got your financial aid all set up ready, because it's a core class, not independently you going and figure it out. They literally already preparing you to even be successful. Even if you have your own business, you still can go to college and you already have it ready, and you can just push the start button and start and go to college. Not, oh, you're waiting till your 12th grade year and you're finally applying. You ain't going to college this year, buddy, at all. Long story short, though, I don't know why high school doesn't teach real life stuff. I don't understand why they teach a lot of past stuff and stuff that is irrelevant. But I feel like it needs to be fixed, and I definitely had to talk on it. I know it's supposed to be 5 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, but I had to speak on all the topics that I had in my head, and I want this to be inspirational and knowledgeable for kids who are in high school and learning now to get on it. Get on it, ask questions, and force these teachers. Ask these teachers these questions that I'm asking you. I guarantee you, they won't even tell you. They don't even know the answers to it. Most of them in debt themselves. You want to know the sad part? Before I end this YouTube video, my bad, my camera cut off. As y'all know, I've been making basketball videos. I had a situation where one of my friend's phones got stolen. So we found it on Find My iPhones. And come to find out, it was a player that we was playing against, or like that was playing basketball with us. He had stole the phone. But the phone was located at a school, and we come to find out he's a teacher. So you're telling me right now, if I had a kid or a son or a daughter, I'm taking my son and daughter to schools where there are people who are stealing. There are stealers. There's a teacher with a grown job that's supposed to be teaching kids and be a representative of what a person's supposed to be in real life. And he is a stealer. He is stealing an iPhone. He makes his own income, and he's stealing iPhones at LA Fitness. Make it make sense. Are we here to teach, or are we here to just teach lessons? Which one? Like, you're trying to make an example out of kids because you went through your own trauma. Teach. And like I said, ask these teachers, though. Don't be scared to ask these teachers about taxes, about how to get an apartment, how to get a house, how to get all this stuff. It's the only way you're going to find out. Ask them about credit, because guess what? The government will never make it a core class, which I'll never understand, but they want people to be great. They want people to prosper. They don't want them to be under the bridge. They don't want them to be homeless. But they're not going to teach them the necessities of real life. They're going to teach them still Y equals MX plus B. They're going to keep teaching you that. They're not going to teach you, well, stock market. Let's use the stock market, and let's use those numbers and put them in the stock and invest in some money. Let's use Bitcoin. Let's use cryptocurrency. Let's learn these numbers and put them into that. So you already making money when you in high school. But that's beyond me. That will conclude this video, conclude this topic. Like, share, and subscribe, and make sure you comment.